Welcome to another episode of Pets of Family. And today I have a super interesting person. So, when you enter the industry, right, there are few people you should know. And here is Manssi, and everybody, whomever I met in the pet industry, they said go meet her first and then build what you're building. So, thank you so much, Manssi. You are the person that we're all looking forward to host. We want to hear your story today. And like I always start, introduce yourself in less than a minute. There's no timer here, so you can.
So, my name is Manssi. I am 45 this year. I started this.
45.
Yeah. I started this at the age of, I started learning at the age of 34, 35. So, it's like second innings, my second career. I had stopped my earlier career, had taken a sabbatical, and this happened to me. I've had dogs all my life, and so I would have never thought I needed to go learn anything about dogs because you always feel like you know everything. Since you've had dogs from childhood, turned out I knew nothing, or I knew only what was taught by advertising and media. Conventional wisdom is what I call it now. But I had eye-opening experiences with the dog that I adopted. And then this journey started, which I am in the 10th year of it. And a lot of amazing stuff has happened to me since I started this journey. And being a dog mom is part of my identity. Being a founder and an entrepreneur is part of my identity. Womanhood and embracing it in all its glory and ups and downs is another part of my identity. And I'm really coming together as a person. Sure. So nice. I'm not yet sure how to introduce myself or to define. I hope I never learn how to define myself.
So, what got you into the pet industry?
So, in 2015, I adopted a rescued dog, and she fell very, very sick within a month of adoption. I was told she was about 1.5 years old when I adopted her. As they estimated, right? She was abused, clearly. She was malnourished. She was very, very skinny. Lots of skin infections and scabs. So, by the time she was home for a month, she felt really sick. She was bleeding, pooping blood, vomiting blood. It was acute pancreatitis. She got admitted in Cessna. They gave me a very, very low chance of survival, like a 5% chance of survival by day 5 of her being admitted. She stayed admitted for about 13, 14 days and then just recovered. And now I have this dog back, and I don't really have a bond with her yet because barely adopted her less than a month ago, and she spent 14 days in the hospital. So she comes back, and now I'm told she's not a 1.5-year-old because we've done x-rays in the meanwhile, that she's more likely to be 7 or 8. So from I literally lost 6 years of my dog's life. And I'm like, okay, I have an almost senior dog now that had acute pancreatitis. She was supposed to be on this GI food for the rest of her life. She was supposed to not eat this and not eat that and be on this medication and enzymes and this and that. There was just this long list of things to do and not to do. And I was miserable for so many reasons. I had not developed a bond with Kira. She was a very timid dog before the hospitalization.
German Shepherd, right?
She was a German Shepherd.
Oh, that's a huge dog.
Yeah. And she was before hospitalization, she was super timid. Post-hospitalization, she had become very, I wouldn't say aggressive, but she had become very reactive. She would lunge. She would show teeth. She'd be like, stay away from me, right? That was her main thing. Stay away from me. Don't touch me. And I didn't know how to develop a bond with this dog that was living in my house, had somehow survived despite having no chances. And she's had a miserable life. We know that. She's 8 years old already. And I was desperate to make her healthy. And so I was crying to my grandmother saying, I don't know what to do with this dog because I think she hates me. And she's like, that's not true. Dogs don't hate anybody. I was like, no, I'm telling you, I think this dog hates me. She's like, she doesn't want me to touch her. Which dog doesn't want to get touched, right? Everybody likes love and affection. And I've had those kind of dogs in my life, like just the cuddly ones. So my grandmother turned around and said to me that I've raised all of these boys. Do you think we ran to the doctors for every little thing that happened? And I was trying to explain to her that this is not little, this is a big disease and it's complicated. And she's like, no, but the solution is still in your kitchen. Wow. Find the solution in your kitchen. It's about what you put in the body. And I was like, but they've told me that she has to eat this because it's super complicated. And I was almost talking to her like she doesn't know what she's talking about. Because I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is not an upset tummy. This is complex. And she was like, look, I raised lots of boys and we didn't go to the doctors because it was 30 villages away. We figured shit out in our kitchens, right? So it's in your kitchen, I'm telling you. A few days later, I was like, let's do some Googling, let's do some research. And that's where I really started finding this world of natural remediation, natural feeding. I didn't even know what natural feeding meant. Like some 10 years ago, I must have heard about raw, but it was always about, super dangerous thing. Huh? Like, as in, that's how I had heard about it. Wow. In Bombay. I had heard about raw as it is this really crazy, dangerous way of feeding your dogs called raw, right? And never do it because it's like it will kill your dog.
It's just opposite.
Yes. And I started reading thinking, chalo, pad to lete hain ek baar, maybe think, I don't know. I had just heard about it from friends. Found a workshop that was happening. It was a UK-based workshop. I gravitated towards it because I understand the UK system. I did an online workshop for the weekend. It was an eye-opener. There was a lot of information shared about how natural ingredients help heal and blah, 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 and, synthetics and basics of what I would say in 10 minutes. It was a 2-day workshop.
All for Kira.
Yeah. And then from there, I was like, this is super interesting. And then I got an email from them saying, we also do a diploma. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I looked at the diploma cost and I was like, I don't have that money. And I asked to borrow the money. And then a couple of people said no. And then finally, my mom gave me that money. And her only condition was, if you finish the diploma, you can keep the money. If you don't finish the diploma, you need to give it back, which was a fair enough ask. And I said, no, I'll finish it. And I did finish my diploma. And at the end of the diploma, I was so kicked about what I was learning because I had already gotten Kira off the canned food. I'd already started cooking for her.
During the course?
During the course. As I was learning, I'd already made changes. She had already recovered. Her hair had changed. Her eyes had changed.
And her behavior?
I was seeing a behaviorist at the time who taught me the most important distinction of my life I've ever learned about dogs.
You did a course on behavior also?
No, I did partly a course on behavior, but it was with the same person. But during the consult, I was consulting her as a behaviorist, she taught me the most important distinction. And she said, your dog's not aggressive, she's scared.
That's what happens to dogs that goes to
and
hospital,
that just changed, not just hospital, everything. She'd had a bad life. There was no reason for her to trust people. And so every time I went near her, she was like, stay away from me. So everything I was reading into, she doesn't like me, she is unhappy here, she hates me, or she's being a little aggressive, was all self-defensiveness and fear. The minute I understood the word fear, and I started changing my body language to say, I don't mean to hurt you. And instead of, I started sort of getting softer in my body language, everything changed. Our relationship and our dynamics completely changed. Wow. She was obviously feeling better with what I was doing, with her food and the herbs and the supplements. Over about 6 months, I moved her to raw. And then for the rest of her life, she was a raw-fed dog after that. We never went back to the doctors. We never went back for anything to the vets for 3 years after that.
Nice. And tell me about Dogalicious story. So you finished the course, diploma. Now, how long is this course for?
So it's an adult course, right? So it's a self-paced learning course. They give you 18 months to do
18
it.
months.
But it's not really an 18-month course. You can finish it in 4 months
4 months, okay.
if you really sat down and did it as a full-time thing. But most adult learners are not doing it full-time. They're also doing life and family and job and all of that. I didn't have a job, so I did finish it rather quickly.
But were you at that time planning to build a career in this, or
No.
was it purely to treat your
No,
dog?
I wasn't. I hadn't even thought of it. So the same behaviorist who later became a friend said to me one day in one of our sessions, actually saying, "So when are you planning to practice? When do you start your practice?" And I said, "Practice what?"
Practice.
And she said, "Practice. Nutrition, like for other people. There is nobody in India." And I was like, I hadn't thought of it. I honestly had not thought of it. And I think that was the spark that led to thinking, okay, maybe I should, other people are going to need help. I was super excited. Once I decided I wanted to practice and I wanted to do something to help dogs, I was super excited because I thought, I've had dogs all my life, and yet I have learned all of this that I never knew, and everybody's going to want to know what I know, because who loves their dog and doesn't want to do better? Everybody, right? Nobody wanted to know what I had to say. I had 3 consultations in the first 2 years.
Oh, okay, now I'll rewind back. Tell me the story of your pressure cooker and 7,500 rupees.
So
That's how it started.
So I printed a flyer. Okay, I don't know who does flyers these days, but I printed A5 sheet flyers on this cheapest paper I could find, and I distributed it in my complex because it was like 28 buildings. And I would go give it at yoga classes and children's gymnastics classes. I was probably giving it to people that did not have dogs. Okay. And I got one client from my flyer, and that was my first client. And I started this in 2015, around 2015 in September, I think. I mess up dates a lot, okay? I don't know. I think it was September, around my birthday. And so I was cooking for Kira anyway. I started cooking for her 2 dogs. And then she told somebody in yoga class, and then I got 1 more dog. So I was cooking for these 3 dogs plus Kira. In the first year, that's it. I did not have any other clients. And so in order to cook for them, my ghar ka cooker was not enough. So I had to buy 1 big pressure cooker. And then because it was more dogs than just mine, I had to buy some extra chicken and vegetables and all of that. So that was my starting point. And I was a qualified nutritionist. So I gave them free advice, and I designed a meal plan for them. And one was on weight loss. One was a paraplegic dog with, semi-paralytic back legs. One was a tripod. So it's not like I started with easy stuff. These were my first 3 clients, and I was doing customized meals for them. And within 6-7 weeks, their coats changed, and their silkiness of their hair changed, and everything, just their vitality, how easily the tripod was able to stand up changed. And this is all, I'm still not doing supplements or anything. I just started doing their food. And that gave me encouragement.
With the ingredients available, locally available.
Yes. It's just vegetables and meats. And the food that I was cooking, because they were doing a mixture of home cooked and ultra processed at the time. So, yeah.
And the first year, only 3 customers, and then how did this pick up?
Next year, I got few more from the behaviorist as well. She would recommend that I know a qualified person, go consult. And food was something that picked up a little slower for me because, again, I was still working from home. It was my home kitchen that I would cook with. I stayed at home for almost 3 years. So
just doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I worked out of my home kitchen for 3 years till the end of 2018. That's when I moved out because it became a little hard to manage. I think I was at about 20-30 dogs at that point.
Was that enough to financially to keep you going?
See, from the very beginning, I don't think I looked at it as financially to keep me going because it my household didn't actually run on it. So I do make it a point to say this every time. I am terribly privileged that in the beginning, I wasn't relying on this to run my house. And I had taken a sabbatical from work. I had money.
Have savings, okay.
I had savings, and I was anyway taking a break in life. I was married at the time, and there was a contribution coming from my ex-husband as well.
Okay.
And so the household ran regardless of whether this worked financially or not. And I don't think I was looking at it as a financial thing. I was looking at it a little bit towards 2018. I had started looking at it perhaps as my financial independence, but not necessarily that I need to run my life and household with it. So, is it a money-making machine? It is not.
It is not.
Food is, anybody who's in the restaurant business will also tell you, F&B is not high profitability unless you have very high volumes, and very high volumes are very hard to get.
In this sector.
In this sector.
Did COVID really affect your business? Because you just picked up in 2018 and 2019 was COVID.
Yeah, 2020
was it a blessing, or
COVID.
Did it affect?
It affected us very positively, actually, because of my real estate and therefore connections in the government. I sort of knew the lockdown was coming. I didn't really envision it to be what it actually turned out to be, but I knew that movement and serviceability of raw material as well as finished goods is going to be a challenge. And I went out on a limb and I bought 2-3 freezers. And I bought, I think, over 500 kilos of chicken. I was stocked up. Wow. I had lots and lots of eggs, and I had lots and lots of chicken.
This is for your dog and your customers, for everyone.
Yeah. I didn't shut a single day through lockdowns. I never shut down. Wow. We were the only operating fresh dog food place in Bangalore through the entirety of its lockdowns, including 2021. Super. We never shut down. That's not what I'm proud of. I'm proud that nobody ever got COVID. I never got COVID. And we did have lots and lots of delivery people coming in and out. We had vendors coming to deliver stuff. And we were all always just safe.
Safe, okay.
At this point, I did not have an e-commerce website.
But how did you promote yourself? No more printed pamphlets?
No, I had a website. I had made one myself on Wix. And it had a contact us, like they could write in or they could call us. And one of my clients, who had been a client of mine for 2 years at that point, she decided to join me just before COVID as well. Because she had quit her job at big corporate. As things happened, right? Burnout and just bad corporate atmosphere. And she was taking a sabbatical, and I had an assistant who was going to leave, and I was like, I desperately need help because I'm used to this person helping me. And she said, look, I'll come. I said, I can't pay you salary and all like what you're used to. She said, no, I'm not looking at this as a career. I'll just come. You pay me whatever. And I guarantee 1 year. Beyond that, I'd like to go back to my industry. She's head of operations right now in my company. Yes, oh, she's head of operations. She handles all my operations. And we've sort of grown together. Nice, and she was a client. So all her dogs were fed by Dogalicious anyway. So it was a good synergy for her as well. So during COVID, we saw a great surge. In 2020 was the first time we launched e-commerce shop page on our website.
Did that work?
Yeah, at the time, because koi bahar nahi nikal sakta tha na, everybody was locked up.
Because you customize it based on the condition,
so we did, but we actually had some basic meal plans that we did for people. We started with, I think, 3 or 4 meal plans. Okay.
The e-commerce comes after consultation, or you have...
No, so the meals we had sort of just started. Again, it was a COVID thing, right? People needed somewhere they could order.
Okay.
We couldn't keep taking calls. So we just added a few meals that people could order. It's obviously evolved a lot. We've got over 600 SKUs now, but
wow,
it's evolved a lot.
600 SKUs? Yeah. I'll come to that. So here is a question. So what does balanced canine nutrition actually require compared to how most Indian households feed their dogs?
I think it's the macros and the micros. Innately, Indians don't have a great sense of it. We are a carbohydrate-heavy eating country. And while if we look at ancestral knowledge, if you look at what your grandmother used to say, it made sense up to there. Because what they would say is, okay, eat everything, but eat diverse. Eat seasonal and eat lots of variety. Right? That way, you balance, what do? You balance your macros, which is what you get a variety of different proteins. Some days will be high protein days, some days will be low protein days, but you will get there because you're doing variety. Similarly, you're going to get all your micronutrients, which is your vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients, because you're eating variety.
True.
Now, when we stop doing the variety and we stop doing seasonal because of just, supermarkets having everything available all of the time, we have now gone sort of off balance in our own diets. And we now sort of pass that on to when we do a diet for our dogs at home. It becomes a carbohydrate heavy with a little bit of protein. We've been taught to be very scared of healthy fats. And so most homemade diets are a little deficient in healthy fats. And there isn't enough variety. They're doing very, very restrictive, same meal every day or 2 meals alternating every day. That I see as a problem.
What is your suggestion for parents out there who think my dog eats this and let it eat? And they don't care about macronutrients. They don't know if it is healthy.
So, one should care about macros and micros because it's literally what does everything inside the body. It's responsible for everything, whether it's good health or bad health, it is responsible for it. So, variety just gives you everything that the body needs over a period of time. Each bowl doesn't have to be perfect, but you do have to look at a week having everything in it.
But how do I know what I'm feeding my dog is good? Because I always think chicken is good, add some rice, add pumpkin and pressure cook it and give it to the dog and that's it.
So that is very restrictive feeding. Would you eat like that?
I wouldn't eat.
Then it's not a good idea. It's just really, it's a living being and it has more needs than just chicken, rice and pumpkin. It really just does. So if we just Googled up, what does chicken have in it in terms of macros? We know it has protein, but it has micronutrients as well, right? And we looked at what pumpkin has in it in terms of what is the nutrient profile of pumpkin. And then what does rice have in it? You will get a nutritional profile of this meal. It's basically looking at this nutritional profile and saying, is it okay to not get anything else?
There's supplements for that, right?
Yes, but most people are not adding adequate supplements. And supplements are supposed to boost your meal, not do the job of the meal.
Not do the job.
I do a lot of natural supplementation, right? My supplementation range is, I think, about 37 products.
Is it a part of the meal, your supplements?
No. It's a range. My supplementation range is 37 separate products. So why do I have 37 products? Because they do serve a purpose. Is all 37 right for your dogs? Hell no. No, at all. I would probably choose 3 strategically for your dog's needs at their age and at the lifestyle that they have. But what is that supposed to do? Your food does 95% and I want to do this supplement so that I can boost it to 100.
Do you have this kind of a content somewhere where I can...
So long format is, we started our YouTube channel very recently. It's called Beyond the Bowl with Manssi. And we are talking beyond the bowl as well. So we talk a lot of nutrition, but we talk a lot of it beyond the bowl. We are talking relapses. How does the body work? How does the mind work? How does the immune system work? So 5 to 10 minute content pieces. So my next big venture is education. I'm writing a diploma course that can be done in bite sizes for existing professionals. You can just select the modules you want to do. I want to make it super uncomplicated.
I want to sign up.
The entire diploma will make you a complete holistic wellness practitioner, which will do beyond the bowl and mind, body, environment, lifestyle, all of it. There's a business module as well for people who would want, entrepreneurs who want to, now you've done the course, what do you do next? How do you turn this into revenue? So there's a business module in the holistic wellness course, or existing professionals can just pick modules that they want to take, pay for them and do those.
Is it ready? You're working on it?
I'm writing it.
You're writing it?
I'm writing it.
So when are you planning to
It's a 10 to 11 month course.
Even if I pick a module?
No. So each module, I'm trying to make it a 1 month long module with a online, and then I'm also offering one-on-one tutoring at an extra cost.
Why do many homemade diets end up nutritionally incomplete despite good intentions?
Because of this, two main problems I have observed, because I do a lot of consultations, I talk to a lot of people at events. It is restrictive feeding, which is what I mean by restrictive feeding is the same recipe mostly fed every day with a little bit of changes. Changes people will still make in vegetables, but not so much in meat. Right? And so you have to realize that there are 10 essential amino acids for a dog, which means they have to eat it from outside. And then the body will synthesize it and make the other amino acids that they need. But there are 10 essential amino acids. Every meat doesn't have all 10. So if you decide to feed a particular meat and it only has 6, that's all you're feeding. And you're basically saying to your dog's body, manage. That's all you're getting.
But in dogs in nature, how do they get it?
Because they hunt different things. They eat different things. They don't eat the same thing. Do you think that dogs, evolutionarily, do you think dogs would look at a rabbit and say, no, you're not a chicken, so I'm not going to eat you? No. They're opportunistic, right? So they're going to hunt what they're going to hunt. In fact, what they don't need is grains. I would remove grains or reduce them to like under 10% and do lots and lots of rotation in meats and rotation in vegetables.
Cool. Here is another question. Is the Indian pet food market truly saturated, or is it just overcrowded and poorly regulated?
Overcrowded and poorly regulated. I don't think it's saturated. I think some people just have a large chunk, and then that little chunk of more aware, more conscious people is where the overcrowding and the unregulated is for everybody. But regulations are coming in. I am with a few fellow entrepreneurs. We are founding members of an association that we are doing, which is Natural Feeding Association of India. We want to enroll entrepreneurs and pet parents into this association. We're creating a lot of educational literature. They have already created the first natural feeding pet care ebook that almost, I think, 10 or 15 international authors and 10, 15 Indian authors, including myself, we've contributed to it. I have contributed 3-page experts from my full ebooks, because the entire ebook would have just taken up too much space in their collection of things. But lots and lots of great articles, all of the experts with their contact details and all of that. So done with a very clear heart. Entrepreneurs who are all technically competitors, all have come together. We meet weekly on we've met several times on a Zoom call and sort of gone, let's create this association. Let's get India educated. We're sort of launching it. It is yet to come out. This Saturday is Indian Pet Food Manufacturers Conference in Jaipur. I think that's where it's going to sort of get launched. It's a downloadable thing.
It's available for everyone.
It's available for everybody on the association website. You just fill out your details and you get a download.
And how will that help the regulation?
Eventually, once we have an association and we have enough people, we plan to actually approach authorities and bodies to say, we are a panel of experts. Here we have 20,000, 30,000 pet parents and entrepreneurs and professionals, all sorts of pet professionals as our association members. Let us guide you as to what the guidelines are. That's the idea.
Nice.
And it's a fantastic idea. I truly, truly believe in it. I don't get to give it enough time, but I think it's an excellent initiative. And that is where we are going to start seeing the change.
So what's your thoughts on the current ingredients people are printing on the package? There's no regulations around it. And
there isn't.
And when there is no regulations, how do we trust the ingredients?
You can't, but I'll tell you something.
Is there a way for us to go and check if these ingredients are true?
You could call the brand. So there's two parts to this answer. One is the consumer, first and foremost, needs to learn how to turn the packet around. Step number one.
I was trying to make a note in my head. Really?
Pick up packet, turn around packet.
Okay,
Step number two, find ingredient box. Start reading. Right? This part only consumers don't do.
They go by what the front.
They go by what the marketing material is. The number of people I speak to that say, oh, I didn't know. So I haven't bought other people's products and sent it off to a lab to get them tested. So I don't know whether ingredients are honest. But here is where change really needs to happen. And Food Pharma is trying to do this with the human population, right? Learn to read the label. Educate yourself. What happens is you read a few words and then they start becoming so long or so incomprehensible that you stop reading them.
They purposely do that.
Yes, but that needs to be a sign to put the product back. Put it back. If you don't know what it means, put it back.
That's a nice campaign. Put it back.
Put it back. Right? Because you clearly don't understand what you're buying. Now, if you do understand what you're buying and you read it all the way to the bottom and you start seeing things like stabilizers, emulsifiers, acidity regulators, preservatives, put it back. The only person protecting your dog is you. And you cannot turn around and say, but he said so. How will that help your dog? How will that help your dog after they're ill or after they're not healthy? So if you're going to be the power of attorney holder for your dog, you need to take your job seriously.
Awesome. So with human food, right, there's so many influencers today. Social media influencers who are decoding the brands, who are decoding the ingredients, like one with the Bonvita that we saw.
Yeah.
So this influencer came online, publicly told what is inside it.
Yeah.
There is no good ingredients. It's a chocolate drink for your kids and sugary drink.
Yeah.
And Bonvita tried to sue him and the entire India came to support him.
Yeah.
This is such a nice thing that happened with the Bonvita. They lost the, I guess they
lost the
business.
case.
Yeah.
They're no longer allowed to call it a health drink.
Healthy drink, yeah. Which is so nice, right? In a country like India, there's someone stood up and fought against it. Is there anything like this in the pet industry? Because I read ingredients. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's inside. Are people like you willing to go out there and expose some of the products?
So, I have done a lot of reels explaining what goes in ultra-processed food. I have done reels on gravy packets. With the brand, without using the brand packet, I still have legal notices of 25 crores. Okay. No packet in the background also. मतलब उनका brand का color भी नहीं है background में. The wall color is also not matching them. And I still have a 25 crore
did you see the comment
notice.
section? Did everybody predict it's that?
Because there was nothing. I was just explaining how ultra-processed food is made. I was saying kibble is made like this. Now,
That kibble word is enough, right?
yes, but kibble is a generic word. There is a dictionary definition to the word kibble. It is not owned by anybody. So I'm not naming somebody's brand. I have done gravy packets as well. I have also done dental chews that claim to clean the dog's teeth.
Is it not good?
That's like giving your dog candy to clean their teeth.
My God.
It's all carbohydrates and starches. You might as well give sugar. This is what I mean. Other than educating yourself, there isn't an alternative. Because marketing, they're allowed to say what they want to say. They're allowed to make claims as long as they're not medical in nature. And so you need to educate yourself that cornstarch is not going to clean your dog's teeth. Food is actually not complicated at all. Because we all know instinctively what food is. Products are complicated.
Products are complicated.
Right? You put 10 things together, make it look like a fancy thing, round, square, triangle, rectangle, hexagonal. And now it's become complicated. Now you don't know whether it's good for you or not.
What are the most damaging nutrition myths in India? Fresh is automatically healthy. Kibbles is poison.
I actually don't think that is the myth. I don't think people think fresh is automatically healthy. There might be some people, in fact, we are struggling to make people think fresh is healthy. Right? We are trying to tell people fresh food is healthy, fresh food is food, right? And everything else is products. Food has to look like food, it has to taste like food. Food from the Dogalicious kitchen, if you are a non-vegetarian, you can put salt and chili flakes on it and eat it. Add a teaspoon of ghee, it will taste very nice.
Human grade?
Yes.
Oh.
Any food from our kitchen, right? If you can eat it. I've eaten it. I've had clients. I used to have a client who used to regularly eat his dog's food, by the way, because he was a bachelor. He would have late nights, and he messaged me one night. This is way back. And he messaged me one night and he's like, can I add chili flakes and salt to Charlie's food? I was like, hell no. I thought he was asking for the dog. And he was like, no, for me. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, don't give the dog chili flakes, but yeah, for you, yes. He's like, so I can just heat it up and eat it. I'm very, very hungry. And I was like, sure. Try it. Kitna salt dalna padega and all that.
Did you order more food next day?
He has eaten Charlie's food more than once. A lot of my clients eat a lot of my supplements as well because they're just good and they trust me to put in it what I say I have put in it. And my label actually is transparent labeling. And I don't have fillers and additives and I don't do preservatives. So it is actually, the whole thing is actives. Nice. And so they're efficacious and they do what they're supposed to do. I take a lot of my supplements. I take my mushrooms. I custom blend probiotics for my dogs because he does have IBD and atopic dermatitis. So I also take what he takes.
Wow.
So me and Barfi take the same. Mimi has a separate blend. So I basically use all our ingredients for the household usage as well.
Super.
But food, like I was saying, needs to look and feel like food. It shouldn't be unrecognizable.
Okay, this is another interesting one. How can pet parents see through marketing terms like holistic, preservative-free, and natural?
No, but I wish that they could. I wish they could because they're used too loosely. And there is no regulations around it. Natural can be a few natural ingredients within an entirely chemical concocted product can be called natural because you put 2 drops of neem oil. I'm joking, but you know, you know what I mean. Yeah, it can be a otherwise synthetic product with a little bit of natural element to it, and you can call yourself natural. Again, lack of regulations, loose regulations. Nobody's really monitoring what is going on. It's a scattered industry. All of these are problems. All of them will get sorted out, but somebody needs to be making the effort. So we're trying to start the process of making effort.
Super.
It's going to be a journey and it will take time, but hopefully all of us who have come together to form the association are all entrepreneurs. We all own fresh feeding businesses. Nice. We all believe in real food.
That includes pet parents also.
The association is for pet parents and for pet entrepreneurs and pet professionals. So we have pet parents, pet professionals, and pet entrepreneurs.
Okay. Awesome.
All 3 of them can be members. We have color coding and things like that happening. And then we intend to actually start grading our entrepreneurs based on how well they are doing their products. So you want to be a 5-star product, these are the standards you need to be meeting. Or you are a 4-star product, perhaps, and that may be what you're happy with doing. It's okay. Maybe you can aspire to become a 5-star product. Maybe you're a 3-star product.
Okay. These are all some of the questions that I got some of the pet parents to ask. I told them that you're coming. In what ways does nutrition influence behavior, like anxiety and reactivity and energy levels?
All of it. is nutrition, in my opinion, or a medical condition. These are the two.
Because
Right?
for us, we think it is all medical condition. We end up in hospital. We always go to the hospital and we think there is something wrong with the dog. We never look at it from the food perspective.
Or you will end up with a behaviorist.
Behaviorist, yeah.
Right? So let me quickly explain. Each one of them is a slightly longer thing, but I'll explain each one of them. How does nutrition impact behavior? If you're constantly hungry, you're going to be constantly irritable. How does a dog show irritation? Right? Or you're going to be low on energy because you're underfed. Or you're going to have food aggression and reactivity because it's a limited resource. Don't touch my food. Don't come near my food. Don't even look at my food. Where does this come from? Scarcity. This is scarcity mindset, right? Or there is overtraining happening around food and people are just putting their hand in the food. People are taking away the food. People are trying to desensitize the dog around food. I have never understood what that is. And I've never understood the need to do it. No animal should be stressed out while eating because that's the opposite of eating. Being in a fight or flight mode while trying to eat is just the most horrible thing you can do to anybody. If your own mother kept putting her hand in your plate every single day, by day 5 you will snap at her. Why can't your dog? Who came up with this idea of putting your hand in your dog's food and saying, do not react? क्यों भाई? उसका खाना है, तुमको क्यों चाहिए? तुमको चाहिए था तो खुद खा लेते. उसको क्यों दिया? What is this? Why are you doing this to the dog? And then you're saying, oh, he has reactivity issues. No, you have issues. So food can impact behavior in many ways. It really depends on the dog's personality. And hunger can impact you in many ways. Being overly full. Have you ever eaten a lot and just felt really uncomfortable and bloated? Are you in the best of moods when that happens? No. So it impacts behavior. It is going to impact how you respond to people. It's going to impact how you reply to people, how you act with people. And it's going to impact your body language because you're feeling uncomfortable inside your body. So food does everything. Then it is anxiety. Food can cause anxiety if there's a lot of competitive behavior. Right? Food can also cause anxiety if we are doing overtraining unnecessarily around food. If we're doing sit and stay and look at your food but don't eat your food, that's just unnecessary tension and unnecessary stress around food. Why? I will never understand.
Now let's come to business side of Dogalicious. Can you answer why 2G and 2U?
I couldn't find a domain name with .com.
We all thought there is
somebody had already taken it and they were charging some 2 lakhs for it. And I did not have 2 lakhs 10 years ago.
Can you still buy it?
What? Right now, it's not even available anymore. So
my team was like, as soon as she comes, please ask this question.
No,
I think there's
I don't know why I was hell-bent on a .com. I wanted a .com. And somebody in the UK owned it already. And I was not willing to change the name. And so the double G was always there because I just spelt it like that. GGI is how I spelt it because doggy. I don't know. GGI karte hai na doggy mein. So I spelled the double G was always there. The double U is a permutation combination we did to find the .com domain. And yeah, I got it for $4.99.
That's it. You answered it.
It's what I could afford.
Because you didn't look like one of those very spiritual people who believe in...
I'm very spiritual, but yeah, no, I won't bend over backwards for...
Nice. Let's talk about the business. So what was the initial insight or a gap that led to creation of Dogalicious?
When I started, there was no nutritionist qualified.
There was no fresh food concept?
No. I mean, yes, there was. 1 or 2 people were doing it because I was buying fresh food for Kira. Before she fell ill. Okay. After she fell ill, I think I was too scared for a few days. I was just doing the canned food and all of that. And then when I started learning, I sort of went back to cooked, then semi-cooked, and then raw. I did that transition within 2 months, basically, for her. And she was very happy on raw. She liked it. So had she not liked it, and I have met dogs that don't settle well on raw, and they don't do well on raw at all. or they don't like raw. They refuse to eat it. And for them, cooked food is the next best alternative, lightly cooked or cooked. But what was the gap? There was no qualified nutritionist, is my understanding of it at the time, 10 years ago. I had at least not heard of anything, and I Googled it a lot because once I realized I am becoming a canine nutritionist, I Googled it a lot and it didn't come up with anything in India at all. In fact, even abroad, there were few far between. So that was the gap I thought I was closing. But because people didn't know I existed, it was a very hard gap to close because nobody knew I existed.
So what are the biggest operational challenges like sourcing, consistency, cold chain, customer expectations?
I'm actually very blessed. I have amazing clients. I've not had very difficult clients. Again, I think it's because I really do get the people who go over and beyond and care that much. And so we just resonate with each other. And I am very, very diligent about what I do. And I say what I do and I do what I say.
How many clients do you have?
I don't know. I didn't count.
Hundreds? Hundreds?
Yeah.
Do you remember all the dogs' names?
God, no. Now I don't. I used to. At one point, I would know all the dogs' names. I don't anymore because I do so many through the week that I wouldn't. I know the ongoing cases I am dealing with right now. But if somebody came back and I read a little bit of their case history, I would recall it. Okay. But I wouldn't know everything by heart because there are so many similar cases. The cancer cases sort of blend into each other. The CKD cases blend into each other. And it's because it's very similar stories. It's very similar histories, similar stuff that has happened. So, super. Yeah, the challenges I think were staffing. It's our biggest challenge. It's an ongoing challenge.
Is it?
Yeah.
How important has content creation been for the brand growth? Has it directly influenced conversion?
Yes. About 42%. And you're really good at it.
Really good at content. Very natural.
I cannot tell you how much I have struggled with it. This on its own, just me talking about my struggles of being in front of the camera needs to be a podcast because I need to do it for entrepreneurs. My channel is aimed towards pet parents, and for them that's not interesting content, right? But for entrepreneurs it is. So many people are so shy about getting in front of the camera, and so was I. I was awkward, I was shy, I was super critical. I just didn't like anything that we recorded. I would just be like, nahi, isko delete karo, dobara karte hain. Kitna karenge dobara when it's a perfectly good take. So I didn't jump on the video content creation as quickly as I should have. This is all hindsight ka, like my dad used to always say ki akkal khata.
Means?
It is life teaches you lessons and you only, it gets deposited in this bank account called wisdom. And you can only look at it later and go, now I get it. I get what happened there. So, now I see that I should have started earlier. Now I see that I was just getting in my own way. Now I see that it was just awkwardness and nothing else. Because I managed to get onto the other side of the fence, I can see all of this with clarity. But while I was there, it was super hard.
How do you think the pet nutrition category will evolve in the next 5 years? And where does Dogalicious fit into that shift?
I think there is a lot of growth coming in the next 5 years. And hopefully, and this is a fingers crossed kind of hope because, it's a toss-up. But hopefully it grows in the right direction. Hopefully our consumers become more aware and don't just get swept away by marketing fanciness and start becoming more educated. Where do I see Dogalicious or Rooted in Love or me in this shift? Is I see creating education.
Super.
I want to create better professionals. I want to create better, well-aware pet parents, which I do via my channels, but I want to do more workshops because a workshop changed my life. And I'd like to do more workshops for pet parents. I'm trying to build a platform on which I can do the whole diploma course. And individual modules can be picked and chosen to do. The whole diploma, of course, will make you a holistic wellness practitioner, which is going to be about 10 to 11 months, but you can do it in 18 to 24 months.
Nice.
And I'm writing it at the moment as a course and as modules. Hopefully, I will launch it within the next few months.
Few months?
I hope so.
What's the long-term vision for Dogalicious? Expansion, product lines, partnerships, clinics, or something new?
I don't think I will do partnerships. I find it very hard to find the same ethos. I find it very, very hard. So I don't think I will do partnerships. I find it very hard to do collaborations also. I really have to turn a blind eye to a lot of things to be able to do collabs. So I don't do those very often. Expansion, I don't know what that means, but we are going to start shipping internationally. I am talking to Canada for getting our products there. I'm talking to somebody in Dubai for getting our products there. Again, these are clients of mine who are so benefited and so passionate about it that they want to take our products and introduce it to where they live. So these are both clients that are having in conversations. So hopefully Rooted in Love products, which is our supplement and treat segment, hopefully those we will look at international. But we're also looking at international shipping for now. So
Nice.
you'll be able to shop internationally from the website.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. She's also launching a new website, and I just had a look at it where you can customize the meal, customize it to something that I've never experienced it anywhere. So looking forward to that website.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be one of your customer. I really want to educate myself further on this and how to raise dogs, especially when it comes to the nutrition. I have very less knowledge, and I think I know a lot of things about dogs. But imagine the rest of the 32 million dog parents in India.
Yeah.
There's so much of education that is required.
Yeah.
You should create more content, fun content, whether it is dark comedy or sarcasm, whatever it is, do it. Let pet parents like me know the importance of food.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm from Happy Pet.